home, our very own Stars have been kicked out of CHAN. Of course, we'll host it, but we've been kicked out on the pitch by, guess what? South Sudan, the youngest African state. Take a look at the action. Of course, Zita, we can maybe come to you. Dominican making strides there, as Lukman says, but back home we'll be hosting CHAN, but not very good showing.
We will be playing in CHAN because we are the hosts. I think that is maybe the mentality that the boys had. Why are we playing this? And we at the end of it, we are still in the tournament. Mm-hmm. So I hope that mentality ends when the tournament starts. That is in the end of December and the beginning of January, because we need to showcase our skills. We need to showcase our local skills, and we need to show as a host. Hatujaingia hapa kwa sababu sisi ni host. So we need to do something. But again, there was changes that Engin Firat did to the team. I don't know if it's try and error, because from the first squad that went to South Sudan, 13 players were dropped and 13 players were called in. But again, I will understand, because maybe he has been calling in the senior team a lot of players who are playing abroad. So for me, I hope he has found his first 11 coming to when the CHAN will start, maybe the end of December and the beginning of January, just around there. But again, we need to showcase, we need to do our best. We need to see that as much as we are hosting CHAN, we will do well. As much as we are waiting to host even the 2027 AFCON, we need to show that we are ready for this, and we are ready even to fight for not only in the group stages, but even in the quarters and semis, even in the finals, because we've done that once, you know.
Jojo, listening to Zita talk, is that really feasible? What I heard Firat say is he's actually wondering why we are taking part in these qualifiers. He sees it as a waste of time, quote unquote.
Well, Zita is very optimistic, which is good. We hope so, we pray so, because Kenya has shown that we blow hot and cold. But maybe when we play in front of our fans, it's been long though. We've been playing our home matches away from home. Maybe when we play in front of our fans, we'll see the true face of Harambee Stars. But going to Firat, for some reason, he has too many excuses. I mean, this has been happening.
The other time in Cameroon, after the Lions tore the Stars apart, he said in a post-match press conference, there was no single Kenyan journalist. He's told us how we are not a footballing nation, how we lack infrastructure. The other time, I think I heard him say, he's the most successful coach Kenya has had and all that. But from where I sit, results are not showing. Yeah,
sure, because drawing or being beaten by the youngest country in Africa, a country that even copy-pasted our flag just when they got independence, well, it doesn't augur well. But at the end of the day, I believe Firat knows what he does. If not so, then the guys behind the scenes, his assistants, should always come up and help him, because he has made so many mistakes with the national team, tinkering here and there. And the excuse of maybe us playing qualifiers should not be there. This thing has been happening time and again. You saw Morocco, before they host the 2025 AFCON, which is coming next year, they were pulled in a group whereby they were playing the qualifiers, and they topped the group. So when you're put in a group whereby you are playing before the tournament, it should mirror what you're supposed to do in the tournament. So it should also help us build up and maybe getting you at first 11, just like Zita said. So maybe he knows what he's doing, but dropping 13, calling 11, 13 again, I'm not so sure where we're headed to. But by now, he should be having the 30, whom he knows this is my first 11.
Shitera, is Firat the right one to take us forward in AFCON and even CHAN?
You see, I'm objective. And when he's doing the right thing, I always say it. But I'll be a little bit brutal with him. Firat, with the senior national team, is used to foreign-based players. And I think we have thrown him into deep waters that he doesn't understand the local league. He said so, that is, the league is not competitive. So he does not believe in these players that he's putting up to face South Sudan. Remember, we were once beaten by South Sudan in a friendly match, the senior national team.
Right.
Yeah. So the South Sudan are forming now a culture that Kenya is beatable, which is a very, very bad idea. And I think Engin Firat, if is overwhelmed, I think he should just say enough is enough. Let me leave it for someone else to take this team forward. Because you cannot say that you are the best coach to have ever coached Kenya.
And from where I sit, he hasn't won anything for Kenya.
Kenya has reached the finals of All Africa Games under the late Renard Fabish in 1987. Kenya qualified for AFCON and Niva and Muley and Sebastian Minye.
And I think even under Ghost Muley, I think in 2004, yes.
2004. So Firat is working with a calculator to ensure that we qualify for 2025. So you cannot say that you are the best coach Kenya has ever experienced.
Yet you've
Renard Fabish terrorized the mighty Super Eagles in 1997. They were shocked that who are these boys? They are Munike, Amukachi, Taribo West, Babangida, Babayaro. They were flabbergasted that such young boys can play football. So Firat, I think he should spare us.
He should spare us, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I fear he's out of his depth slightly. I don't know, it's like... obviously, with those team changes there, it seems like a bit of rash decision-making. We see he's under pressure, but it's tricky at the moment because is that a right call to make at the moment? Of course, they did come off the loss and maybe trying to change things up, but he really needs to find a bit of stability within the team and inspire a bit of confidence. It doesn't look like there's much confidence in the team at the moment to really press them forward.
And I think another thing that we need to know that during the first call-up for the CHAN, the teams hesitated to actually release their players because they did not. They wanted their games to be postponed. Talking about maybe FC Leopards and a lot of teams. So the player he did not have time to do what to prepare players for the first game they went to South Sudan, because on Friday the players went to the camp on Friday. On Saturday, they were traveling. No, on Thursday, the players went to the camp on Thursday. On Friday, they were traveling. They had only one training that was on Saturday. And then on Sunday, they were playing against South Sudan. So he didn't have time to do what to
But isn't it the responsibility of the coach to draw the roadmap? This is what I want for my training. It seemed to deliver that to the federation and follow to it to ensure it is implemented.
I can tell, for example, FC players went to the camp after the first training they had the same Thursday because they were released at around 4 p.m. waiting the whole day for the players to join the camp. But the team was saying that I'm not releasing my players because I've not been given the letter that this game is going to be postponed.
So I think that's what contributed to the defeat.
Is it the problem of the coach, or is it the problem of the federation, or is it the problem of the club?
I think
but all said and done, Zita,
those are just flimsy excuses. Because
we need to avoid all these excuses. Let's give him what he wants. That is what I'm trying to say. If we give him a room to give us excuses, he will do that.
The best suggestion will be that let us have a competent assistant coach who will take care of the local players, because Firat has admitted that he does not fancy the Kenyan Premier League. So it's the wrong person to guide us through
Absolutely. You see, if you're given a job, you have to work with what's available.
Because you cannot tell me that you have a first call-up, then drop 13, bring another almost 12 players. It shows you are gambling, you're not